Okay, so I've been prompted to make this video from an incident that happened yesterday. What I'm going to do in a minute is play a recording of a repair being unwrapped and then my comments on it, and then I end the video saying I really don't think I should be repairing this pair just because the state they were in. It was a GHD Mark V, and pretty much every part of it was knackered and worn out and broken. Have a look at the video. I'm going to have to bleep out the customer's name and the order number, although that's of little use to anyone. And then after that we're just going to have a chat about the what's happened, and to fellow engineers, this is a great example of why you shouldn't always bend over backwards to try and resolve a situation, and it's not always best to try and help the customer out. And I know that sounds a bit odd, but you'll appreciate why when we go on a bit further. So for customers or potential customers, just have a look at the video. It really is a good example of probably something that you should, probably a pair of irons that should have been just retired and replaced with a new pair of GHDs. But yeah, have a look at it, and I'll be back in a moment.
Did you graduate from high school?
Huh?
Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet.
Not yet. You're 19.
I dropped
Start
out.
going to college at 19. What are you doing with yourself now?
I just recently quit my job.
Doing.
My husband didn't want me working anymore.
So you're going to rely on your husband for the rest of your life? That's not a good way to go through life, because that husband at some point may not be there. And if he's not there for you, how are you going to eat? How are you going to support yourself? I have a very young daughter, and one of the things that I'm teaching my daughter is never to rely on any man for any reason. That's why you get an education. That's why you go far in life, so you never have to rely on anyone to be able to take care of you.
But what do you think? Should judges get this personal, or is this tough love exactly what they need?
God, these are knackered.
So high.
All the arms worn away,
Never
worn
rely on
away, chipped, cracked, broken. I mean, what a state these are in. Really? You want these repaired?
And we're going to make sure that
Jesus.
happens. Do you understand? I will appoint your lawyer today, but I want to see what you've done in 2 weeks to get back in high school. You've done nothing.
I mean, they're in a right state. The
Tell me about
ceramic
yourself.
plates are scratched to bits. The arm covers are broken. I'm not repairing those. Sorry.
You will be on.
Okay, so you can see the state the irons were in. Personally, I wouldn't have sent them in for what was an electronic repair. I can't remember in the end. If you notice that hideous mains cable with the massive moulded plug, it's a cheap, nasty mains cable, but a lot of other repairers use. What we fit is a proper mains cable with a EU plug and a UK adapter, and that allows you to use the irons overseas and in the UK very easily, just by simply pulling the adapter off and putting it back on again when you're back in the UK. It's a far more expensive option as far as how much I have to pay out, but that's how all GHDs used to be supplied, and then GHD decided to save a few quid by fitting moulded plugs to everything, but we've stuck with doing it properly. So I changed the plug with the mains cable. The cable didn't need changing. There was nothing wrong with it. It was perfectly working and safe, but I just don't like it when I see that cable and plug fitted to customers' GHDs. I think they deserve a little bit better, which is it's going to come back to bite me on the arse shortly. So what we're going to cover today is the age of certain GHD models now, the availability or lack of availability of good condition parts for these older models. Now, I've spent probably tens of thousands of pounds on genuine GHDs for parts over the years. I have drawers full, but a lot of these irons are now 20 plus years old. This, for instance, is a switch arm from a 3.1. This particular one is in pretty good condition, considering that it's probably over 20 years old. But you are always going to get marks where there'll be hair product, and very often, unfortunately, this hair product is embedded into the plastic. And I could sit here trying to scrub things up, for a week, and it's never going to make it look new or anything like that. I mean, some of them are a lot worse than others. This one, you can see the build-up of hair product from years and years of use. This one would never be sold anyway. Probably this one should be straight in the bin, but I could certainly clean off the hair product from this part. Sometimes you can get it off here, and you can sometimes use a razor blade to scrape back to the bare plastic, but because of the age and because of the heat, you just cannot get it all off everywhere and make these look new. Now, my mistake was, after I said I'm not repairing that pair of irons, as you heard on the video, I just sat back and I was just printing off the labels to return them to the customer. And I thought, is there anything I can do to help out? And my engineer colleagues will know my favourite saying is no good deed goes unpunished. And this is certainly one of those cases, and I won't be making this mistake again. But I went to my drawer of GHD 5 arms, and I pulled out a matching pair in as good a physical condition as I could find. Gave them a wipe over with some ISO. I can't clean them all, perfectly. And I phoned the customer up and I said, look, I can offer you 2 arms, £20 for the pair. I had no idea the customer thought they would be new arms, but apparently that is what the customer originally thought. And she said, go ahead with that, paid the £20. I assembled them, fixed them, thermal fuse, thermistor, usual bits and pieces, and off they went. And then I got an email saying that the arms were filthy, and she was not happy with me at all. I did put on the receipt that I had fitted replacement arms, and they were the best available at the time. Now, the customer could have contacted me after reading that and said, what do you mean best available? And then I could have said, well, they're used arms. I've gone through my drawer and this is the best I've got. And then she could have said, oh, I thought they were new, and that would have been the end of the story. Unfortunately, she's now going to be leaving negative feedback for me, I'm sure, on Trustpilot. I've got really nowhere to go. As I say, I bent over backwards. I changed the mains cable just to put them back into a condition I thought was good. I fitted 2 replacement arms. Yes, there's some dirt on there, but I can't get it all off. It's just impossible. You could spend hours with a toothbrush trying to get every piece of dirt off of these. In 13 years and 25,000 repairs, the times I've had to fit replacement arms or ceramic plates, I've never had a complaint before. This lady is obviously very picky, and of course she's got every intention or every right to be picky about what she's using, and obviously finds any dirt from another person on some straighteners to be unacceptable, and that's absolutely fine. Understand that. She's obviously also said to me that she's keen on recycling, but has made it quite clear that she wishes she'd stuck with the company that she used to use in the past, but they were on holiday, and as I said, is going to be leaving me negative feedback to warn all customers about my practices, I think is what she said. So we're doing this video for a number of reasons. Firstly, to point out to any customer asking us to change an arm, you will be getting a used arm. New parts do not exist for GHDs. GHD do not do repairs, they don't sell spares. Any part like this, or a ceramic plate like this, is going to be available purely because I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds buying these things in the first place to try and help out customers like I did in this case. And I think it's quite ironic really that the customer's going to be leaving me this negative feedback because of my terrible practices when she's so keen on recycling, because I believe we have repaired more GHD hair straighteners and do more than any other company in the UK, probably the world, as far as saving these GHDs from landfill. We've got special processes available to repair the newer GHD Gold Max models and the original model, the latest one. We spent years and years doing this, and we've literally saved tens of thousands from landfill. So I think the customer's certainly right to be picky if she wants to, but to accuse me of these dodgy practices, and it's not really acceptable. But hey, it's the risk when you use Trustpilot and things like that. You're going to come across people occasionally that are not happy with you with whatever you've done. So getting back to the state of old arms, yes, we will have certain arms available, pink 3.1s, but dreadfully faded, dirty. This is not coming off. This dirt will not come off. It is into the plastic. You would literally have to take, and I'll do it, I shall ruin this pair to show you. You can use a blade and you can literally scrape back and remove some of the plastic. But you can't do that all over. I can't do that down the thin bits here. It's just going to be a terrible mess. And of course, it's going to take hours and hours and hours. And I charge this customer £20 for 2 arms. Normally, I think we sell them on the shop at £25, and we give a discount if you're buying 1 or 2 with a repair service, and then they're £15 each. So she got a £10 discount as part of a repair. But yeah, of course I wish now I hadn't bothered. So yes, there are going to be problems with replacing arms on older irons. A lot of people have had older irons repaired because of sentimental reasons, and things like that, where great aunts died and they bought these hair straighteners, and we understand that sort of thing. And I will do my best to fit with the best that we've got. But I think really there were 2 issues with this customer. Firstly, I think she thought she was getting new arms at 10 quid each, and then was probably quite shocked to find used ones, and then lost the plot when she saw dirt that she thought was unacceptable. Anyway, that customer has really only got one choice, and I think I've said please return them. Unusually, I sent her original arms back in the parcel. I don't do that normally. I normally just throw them away for the customer, but on this occasion I don't know, I must have had a sixth sense on this one, and I actually included the old arms with the package, partly to show what condition the new ones are in, not considering a few little dirt marks on there. But anyway, look, it clearly didn't work. So what I would say to customers is, if you've got irons like in the video you've just seen, and they're not sentimental value, replace them. Go and get some new GHDs. They start around 100, 110, 120 pounds for the newer models. Now, ceramic plates are also something that will wear or can get scratched, and again I have dozens and dozens of ceramic plates from old irons, but I don't know whether this will even focus. Can you see the chip? If it will focus, no, I don't think it's going to, but there's a couple of little chips in the side there, and actually on the surface. On this gold one, it looks pretty good until you go down the side and there are some nicks in the side. So really I can't fit any of these to irons. Again, same with this pink one, there's little chips out the side. The main surface is fine, but I could not guarantee that hair wouldn't snag on that. So again, not acceptable to say we can repair or replace someone's scratched ceramic plates if the ones we're fitting are not perfect. Again, this one, perfect condition apart from one tiny little chip in the corner. So what we do with these is when we sell spares, like heating elements, we will wrap them up in one of these for protection in the post, and then the customer can dispose or reuse this, so it doesn't really get wasted. But this is a problem now with these older irons. There are no good examples really out there for me to buy. People do still send irons in to me. We still buy. We don't pay for the older ones anymore, but we'll happily take them off people's hands and scrap them and into their individual parts. We're more interested in buying things like the GHD Max, the GHD Gold, the GHD Original, the Platinum Plus, and a couple of the hair dryers for spares. But the older ones really not much use to us anymore. Some of these 20-25 years old. Even the 4.2s and the 5s must be heading to, if I've been doing this 13 years, they were out of warranty 18. So yeah, even the Mark 5s must be nearly 20 years old now, and even the best kept hair straightener is not going to be much use to us for spares. What we can offer is for people with maxes, golds, we can offer arms almost spotless, because these have failed quite quickly into their life, often just out of the 2-year warranty period, and we do get a lot in that either need no cleaning or the merest wipe of the tip here, and they're generally in excellent condition. And again, I've had to buy hundreds of these for the spares, so we can keep repairing the newer models. That's probably really all I wanted to cover in this video. So for engineer colleagues, just be careful about going too far with what you offer customers, thinking that they're going to be delighted with what you've done, because in this occasion they weren't happy at all. The irons are repaired, and I've said, as I said a minute ago, send them back, I'll put your old arms on, and then you're back to square one, and I'll refund you the £20 that you've paid for the arms. Nothing else I can offer really. One negative feedback out of the 300 and something that we've got that are good. Guess we're just going to have to live with that, having repaired 25,000 plus irons with only with very few people leaving feedback. It's it's not exactly a disaster, but it's prompted me to make this video about old irons, what's worth repairing, what isn't, what we can do and offer as far as replacement arms go. Newer models, much better chance. Ceramic plates on the new ones, yeah, I've got hundreds of ceramic plates in perfect condition for the golds, maxes, etc. Not so many for the Platinum Plus. They do go wrong, but buying them in good condition is tough. Very rarely get them in with zero damage on the ceramic plates. But so yeah, so customers thinking of having them repaired, think carefully, contact me. We do say this, contact me for stock if you want arms replaced. I'll see what I've got and upload photos. We often do that, and people and then just replace them anyway. So yeah, there we go, that's it. Just a look at what's reasonable and what we can do these days in 2025. Obviously, as the years go on, stock will become less and less of the older irons, and these will continue to deteriorate, fading, and everything just in the normal workshop conditions. Okay, so I hope that helps, and yeah, I'll speak to you again.